Check this out.
Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey sports, life for the adult athlete.
Yeah.
Powered by the Beer League Players Association.
Better follow me.
Follow us, the BLPA, on every social media outlet. Follow the crew on Twitter at Nicker Jones.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Welcome to the greatest sports show in the world. I can't be too loud tonight. It's late.
Yeah.
Literally it's 10 o'clock and my wife's asleep. Bedroom's right next to the sports room. So, we got to keep it down. But we got the technology now. We're teched up. I'm so fucking good at technology. I got me and Jason. Not only, look, I got a mic right here. You got a mic right there. And we're on video and we're streaming live right into some group. Fucking asinine, bud.
Yeah, this is the Mecca. We've made it.
We told people. We said, hey, one day we're gonna fucking put it all together.
Yeah.
And this could be the start of we put it all together. And here's the deal. We have a live chat. So the hard part about a podcast and doing live is you try to interact with your people. But the problem is here is that we don't know who's actually talking to us. It just says Facebook user, hey losers, what's up? So
Clearly a big fan. Clearly.
Yeah. So I think what has to happen here is I have to send this link in the chat.
Okay.
Figuring it out. I'm figuring it out here.
Yeah. We're trial by error.
I got to paste that right in there. Oh, nope. That's not it. Nope. That's not it. Hold on. Let me redo it. I've copied too much here. Boom, 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 boom. I think this could get it. If they hit this link and then they go in there and they say, yeah, you can do it, it'll show us their name. But nonetheless, so whoever's calling us loser, fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we are. A new day, a new era dawning in the BLPA Big Show. I'm here with my buddy Jason, Beer League Jason, as you can see on the video. What's going on, my friend?
Just got home for the first time since like a week before the Cleveland Dex. So I have been running nonstop, and I literally walked straight in the door, sat down at this desk, and said, "Let's give the people what they want, and do a little live show here." So
I like it, and listen, you sound marvelous. I'm not.
Yeah.
I want to let you sound marvelous. I mean, this is way better than AirPod recording
for sure. Yeah,
I mean, that's about. We got matching mics, bud. We're twinks.
Yeah, and like we got real headphones on and shit. Like this is
We're
the real deal.
We're so professional right now. But before we get too far into this episode, I want to say hi to all the people watching us live. I want to say this episode is brought to you by HockeyWolf.com.
Ow.
Again, like I say.com. Ow.
Ow.
All right, here's the deal. HockeyWolf.com. These are beer leaguers just like you and me. They're trying to make the game more affordable. They're based out of, they have Montana store. They have a Seattle store. I think they have a couple in Seattle, but they'll ship worldwide. They'll get you worldwide. You can go get great deals on gear. They got BLPA stuff. You can get state gloves. Jason's got some state gloves. Maybe now that we're on video, you can see it. That's the whole reason I got video, so we could show them the shit we're talking about. And so just go check them out. They're our friends, Trav. They do a lot of our printing as well. But beer leaguers, support them. We like to support those that support us. They support us. You support them. That's how we do things. So HockeyWolf.com. Ow. All right. Hey, one thing I want to point out, since we're on video, check out this fucking.
Yeah, I saw this thing. I saw this thing in Cleveland. Yeah, with the numbers on it, and the only confused part that I had when I saw them, certain people wearing them in Cleveland, is how come I didn't have one? I was a little confused there.
I want to first off say that one of our good friends, who's a hell of a hockey player, he designed this for us. Like, I wanted something a little different. He designed it, and then I was trying to find samples, and that Tim at Envious said, "Oh, I got a guy that can make them over China, Pakistan, I don't know." And so he got this made, but I mean, the design was in January, and we got it in into May, and so it's kind of tough. But I think I want to try to find a way to mass produce them. I don't know if we'll be able to mass produce them with the numbers, because like everyone has a different number, unless everyone just wants to be 10. Well, mass produce the shit out of number 10s, bud.
But I mean, my number, so I'm still the confusion for me still is, where's mine?
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, I get it.
Here I am. I show up in a regular blue shirt, like a fucking jackass over here, and you come in sporting but it's fine. It's no big deal.
Hey, let's not pretend that you don't have BLPA merchandise. I mean,
That's
you got
true.
you got it, but you just ran right in from wherever you were at.
Yeah.
It wasn't South Carolina, was it?
It was not. I was in Jacksonville, Florida.
I also saw when you sent me a screenshot of your flight being delayed, so this would be later. You're leaving again tomorrow.
I am. I'm going to Miami tomorrow to get on another cruise for 3 days.
You just what a cruise? Like you doing like selling phone warranties on cruises? Like what's going on? Why are you doing so many cruises?
Just vacation.
Gotcha. But then you're going to be back for the Denver draft experience, right? That's your next one.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That's next month.
Yeah. Mid-July for sure.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Dex Park, South Park theme.
I dig it. I saw the first jersey. I dig it. Big South Park fan growing up, so this will be one where I'm like, I don't care what jersey I get. They'll probably all be good.
Yeah, they'll probably be all badass. Seattle theme's pretty cool too. But before we go a little bit too far here, why don't you tell the fine folks out there listening to us, watching us live, where they can find us?
Yeah, so you can find us on every social media, and it's funny because somebody thought that OnlyFans was a joke, but we have one. It's at the BLPA for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
No one's paid us to do anything on OnlyFans yet, but we'll pretty much do anything for money. So you let us know what you want to see there, and we'll do it. But the BLPA on all socials, you can find Nick at Nicker Jones on Twitter and the Nicker Jones on Instagram. You can find me at Beer League Jason on Twitter.
Yeah, we're switching the game with that OnlyFans. Most girls are just out there. They take a bunch of photos of themselves nude, allegedly. I haven't checked it out. I don't pay for anyone anyway. But not us, right? They take the photos and then get paid. Not us. We're not taking them photos until we get paid. But I do have an idea now. I was thinking about this because I excuse me. I posted that on Twitter, and the guy, one of the listeners just said $5 to see my taint on OnlyFans. I'm not saying I'm gonna pay the $5, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. But then I had an idea when I posted this OnlyFans to our producer, who obviously is not here producing things. He's not great at his job. But I think I should just start taking pictures of people's feet after they pull them out of their hockey skates.
Okay.
They're gross and disgusting.
Yeah.
And I thought this because I played in Laurel, Maryland. We did the bash there, right?
Yep.
And I usually don't play in the team tournaments, but in the first game, they had 4 players. And I was like, okay, well, I have to jump out just to, make the team go. But I don't know if you know this. I don't know last time you've skated with me and saw what I wear inside my skates. Oh wait, your volume's gone. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. How did this happen? The volume's gone. Keep talking. Can you talk? Talk. Oh no. Hey, listen, Jason might have to restart and come back in. Can you come back in? Yeah, that's it. I'll keep talking though. I'll tell my story. So anyway, we're playing in Maryland, the BLPA bash, and here we go. Let's see if we got him. I'm gonna bring him in here. Any better? You can't hear me? Oh, that ain't that a bitch. Hold on. We got technical difficulties. Listen, this is the first time we ever use a system, and we thought it was going pretty good here, but it's not going great. Can everyone out there hear me? Here, let me just call Jason really fast. It'll be the easiest way to do it. Hold on, guys. I know this isn't good, but if anyone uses Restream, I can actually call him in and we can get audio through this, I think. Here we go. We're gonna call him in. Hey dude, what's going on? Hey, we can hear you through the mixer now. It just isn't gonna line up with your face. But I don't know what you see on your end on the podcast. But is there any gear symbol somewhere that shows that would be like a settings?
Settings?
Yeah, if you click it and then go to audio, you should be able to drop down.
Yeah.
And you should be able to drop down and see what happens there. Because I for sure didn't.
Yeah, so I want to go to Scarlett pilot solo, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened because you sounded great there for a while, but we might be able to do it on the phone if we
Yeah,
have to.
I don't know what happened either.
Weird. Okay, well,
I got it all set.
yeah.
Still can't hear you.
And there's no, do you see, is there a little box that shows both of us in the corner? And it shows
Yes.
me and you can see me talking, but your voice little thing doesn't ever talk.
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. So
That's weird.
But anyway, okay, so you stay on your phone until we can figure it out, and I'll tell my story. But anyway, about OnlyFans and why I wanted feet is because, so I was getting dressed, and inside my socks I wear little toe condoms on my big toes. Have you seen those?
I have not.
Okay, so they're just little rubber silicone pieces, and the reason why is because I used to have some skates grafts. I got brand new ones custom made. They make my big toenails fall off. I don't know why they did it, but it'd turn them black and they'd fall off. I'd be like, okay, well, what I got to do? So I found these and it's just worked for me. So I always wear them. And whenever I played this game in Maryland, this dude just kept staring at me after the game, just stare, like befuddled. And I was like, what's your deal, bro? He's like, your feet. And I'm like, bro, this is getting weird. It's getting a little fucking weird. And he goes, no. I don't like your feet. What I'm weirded out about is what the fuck are on your feet? What are on your toes there? And they're big toe condoms. And so I figured, it'll be funny if we just make some OnlyFans where we just take beer leaguers' feet pics. So if anyone's in to do some beer league feet photos, I'm your guy. I'll take your photos. I'm very professional, very discreet. And, we'll post them on OnlyFans, see what happens.
Yeah, no, I dig it. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Hell yeah, bud. We fixed it. I don't know what you did, but whatever you did was perfect.
Yeah. So I got some guys that I played with that play no socks. Have you seen these guys?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I think those guys though would sell the most. There's the people that are into the feet things.
Mm-hmm.
They're really into some weird shit. So I think the guys with no socks, that's really going to get the OnlyFans going.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm listening in our chat here, guys. I'm going to post a little link. If you go to that link, you can let us see your name on the chat. Cause I just keep seeing a bunch of Facebook users. Cause someone just said it's a no from me, dog. And I don't know who said that. Right. And I want to chirp him and say, if you don't want to help the brand, bud, you just say it. All right. Don't hide behind a Facebook user. We want to know who it is.
And look, Jeff Peck figured it out. So
yeah.
If Jeff Peck can figure it out, everyone should be able to figure it out.
So what we're going to talk about today, we have a couple things. I want to talk about how I'm a champion of a tournament that's not my own.
Okay.
I'm fucking champ, bud. Just call me Nikki Champs right now. And then we want to talk about the worst fan base in the history of sports.
Okay.
Talk about the Dex, the VIP, first ever VIP party at a Dex. And and I think VIP stuff has been pretty wild, right? People have gotten some good stuff. I think you're going to really like what's coming in this one. You got a VIP, you got one you haven't even opened because you've been gone.
Yeah, still sealed.
We can open it right on air here.
We could.
Yeah, open it.
You give me the word.
Let's
you
go.
Want me to do it right now?
I mean, we just have VIP. So so VIP box, you can go on beerleagueplayers.com, find the VIP box, Teacher of the Month Club, get a bunch of other perks. Jason has one. Jason's was the first ever subscriber to the VIP box.
No big deal.
What do you got in there, bud?
Oh.
What do you got in there, my guy?
Look at this guy right here.
Oh, bud. Take it out, man. Now you got merch to wear on the show, bud. You know what's really hard about the VIP boxes is I just don't. That's
a beauty right there.
Oh, that is a beautiful jersey for sure. That is sexy. But that means you're also going to be invited to this VIP party in Columbus.
Okay.
And I've been going back and forth on what we should do. At first, I was like, you know what? We should rent out a movie theater, play a hockey movie, and drink beer. But then you can't socialize.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the hard part. You just can't socialize, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, what should we do? Maybe we go bowling. Bowling would be fun. Jeff Peck he said there's an indoor place that has like laser tag, escape rooms, and
like a main event type thing.
Yeah, and go-karts. I'm like, drinking and go-karts sounds fun, but I think we'll get in some problems right there. Liability issues. And I'm trying to stay away from those liability issues, bud. You know, I don't
Yeah,
want any. I don't
makes
want any liability for anything. Anything I say on this show, you guys, by being in here listening to me, you accept all responsibility for whatever I say.
Yeah,
You can't
for
can't
sure.
can't bring it back 10 years and say this motherfucker said this on the show and try to take me down. No. You get all the liability.
But have you ever been to Frankie's though?
No, I don't even know if like
So
like that Frank.
yeah, there's a place called
Oh.
Frankie's that they're really popular on the East Coast. It's got like a full bar, bowling, arcade, laser tag, and then they have like 6 different kinds of go-karts. They have like a drifting track, a regular track, and then like these other just different ways of doing go-karts. Pretty legit.
That sounds like a pretty rad time, but we got to figure out what we got to do for the VIP party. I know there's
Yeah.
going to be alcohol involved for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're a VIP and you don't drink soda, okay, we're not saying you have
Yeah.
to. We're not gonna hold you down and pour liquor down your throat unless you want us to. We're all about consent.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
so I'm super stoked about that. But it's going to be in Columbus, the night before the Columbus draft experience, and that's going to be wild. Like this thing is already almost sold out at 4 teams. We're gonna have to bump it up to 6, and we're still 4 months away. It's going to be Columbus, biggest BLPA town out there.
Yeah, they support the BLPA for
They
sure.
love us. They love us for sure. And guess what? Which is good because I love them. So
Yeah.
it works out perfectly.
You've said on record favorite town.
100%. And not just okay. Part of it is because they do love us so much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I do. The town is pretty rad. I mean, I like going there. I have a lot of friends there, so every time I'm there, I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. So, someone in the chat said VIP party. We all drink and watch the main event, Big Dad versus Cosentino.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So that sounds like a pretty big one, right? So
Yeah.
I just don't think either one of them are going to step up and do it. I think they're all talk.
Okay. Yeah, they both seem like they're, when you ask them, like they're all about it until you're like, okay, well, let's do it here, and then they're both kind of like, well,
I don't like
well,
Ohio. Well,
yeah,
listen,
I don't
it's
want to
not
go
about-
there.
It's not about Ohio. Like, where do you want to do it? Where do
Yeah.
you want to do it? And
You
let-
name the place and let's make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they're pussyfooting around this thing, and I
Yeah.
don't like pussyfooters.
Me
Well,
neither.
No pussyfooters, no lollygaggers. I don't like either of those.
But procrastinators, always
Love 'em.
welcome.
Well, why
Always
not?
welcome.
Look at us. We're supposed to have this show out on Monday. Here we are making great stuff on a Wednesday.
I think it's Wednesday. I'm not even sure what day it is.
So I mean, it's perfect. But yeah, and you know what? Speaking of this whole Big Dad Cosentino thing, for a long time I've been doing this podcast. I've said what I want to do is I want to get hockey fighting on skates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like where you're on skates and all you do is fight. You don't play the hockey, you just fight.
I've seen videos. That's a thing now. It's already a thing.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Now here,
Somebody stole that from you.
now all of a sudden, some
Yeah.
fucking fucks listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
They do it, and it's getting all over the goddamn place.
Yeah. People love it.
And they,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
and they don't even say, "Oh, we heard about it from this fucking podcast." Not really. But I try because you know where it started. I wanted to do like Shootout Kings, and I even have
Okay.
a promo video for Shootout Kings, where it's just people doing the best shootout moves, and they'd get like 5 tries, and there'd be judges like, oh, like
It's like a
gymnasts.
dunk contest
Yeah,
almost, but for
exactly.
shootout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, king of the rink.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to do that, but when I did the promo video, I was like, there's not really a good way to do it. But you know how we could judge it? People could just fight.
Yeah.
And it grew, and now
There's-
now here we are.
There's clear winners there.
100% there are, because the problem with shootout moves, it's subjective, right?
Yeah.
Like what you like, I might not like. So,
Right.
But yeah, I am, as the chat points out, I am used to D-Bag stealing my ideas. It's just the way that when you put stuff out there, and there's so much stuff on my plate, sometimes I procrastinate, right?
A little bit. Yeah.
And
Occasionally.
don't get it. And for me, the fight part, the hard part was liability. I don't
Yeah.
accept any liability. And if people go out there and get their fucking shit kicked in on the ice, they're gonna try to sue me. And no.
sure.
So I got to figure out how like UFC and shit does it.
Okay.
We,
Yeah.
we-
I think there's like contracts they sign.
yeah, 100%. We got to get ironclad contracts. So all right,
Okay,
I need
yeah.
a shady lawyer in
Yeah.
a back room just making ironclad fucking contracts about everything. Jason,
All
you're on my podcast. Here's this ironclad.
Listen, we got requests for me to get this jersey on, so I'm gonna get it on real quick. You gotta give me a second.
Yeah, no, I know how to fill dead air, but you don't have to worry about that. So these are the BLPA jerseys that we made for the mystery box, and they're just VIP colors. They look like the box. Oh, that looks so goddamn good, bud. Ooh, boy. I mean, they look like the box. That's
Yep.
what I want to do. I want that to be the whole theme. And I think a lot of people are happy with the jerseys and the boxes, I think.
I dig it. It's almost as good as if I would have showed up to Cleveland and there would have been a nice blue hoodie with a number 13 on the
Right, like this.
on the sleeves there. Yeah,
That's
that would have
crazy.
been
Well,
as close as we get.
what if you would have got a nice blue hoodie, but it had the wrong number on it?
That wouldn't have been good.
Because Randy and Peck both got wrong numbers.
Ooh.
Yeah. And here's the deal.
That's a little sketchy that your number came out right and everyone else's number came out wrong.
So they're blaming me.
Yeah,
Right?
I can see that.
But I don't accept liability. Right? So I'm blaming it on the guys that made it. I figure I told them right, and they screwed them, and
Yeah.
not much I can do about that, right? And you know what the best part? Like everyone's see, even Pet got one. I dogged him, right? It's not
Yeah.
shady. I didn't do anything shady on him. I'm up and up. I'm up and up, right?
Always on the up and up.
Why I like the video, other than we're handsome as fuck, by the way. Probably the most handsome hockey podcasters out there. If we're
Probably.
to go out alone, definitely the most famous beer league podcasters. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
But I like the video because we can show the things that we're talking about. And have I show you? I'm a collector of gloves, right?
Yeah.
So if there's an Eagle glove out there, I'm gonna fucking go get it. And when Eagle comes to you, says, "What do you think about these bad boys?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, do you need a pair?" And I'm like, just every time.
Do I need a pair?
Yeah, it's like every time you make a new glove, make a new style, just make an extra one, and I'm going to buy it. That's just the way it is. It's not even that they're giving them to me. They've never given me one pair of glove. No. Because I don't want to owe anybody, right? You never want to owe people.
Yeah.
But these are my new pairs, right? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Pachow! Look at these bad boys. You know how fucking fast I'm going to be on the ice with these things? This is like our clothes, BLPA clothes, they give you the plus attributes to things, right? So if you buy like this blue hoodie, you're probably going to get like +3 to goal scoring, right?
Yeah.
I haven't tested it yet, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
These attributes on this fucking speed, bud.
All speed.
Shell 2023, Nikki Commish going to be 99 speed wearing these, right? Ain't nobody going to be able to catch me in these things, right? I might get one of them skate wraps, leopard it up.
Those might be the ugliest gloves I've ever seen.
They're up there.
My mom would fucking love them.
Oh, listen, my wife is like, they're ugly, but I like them. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know what I do for the ladies, and you know what? Ladies are going to be looking at me. You know?
Those are like how to catch a cougar gloves right there.
Well, that's what I'm all about. Cougar love.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let's switch gears here. While everyone's chirping me, taking turns chirping me in the chat. Let's switch gears and talk about some pro stuff. I don't know if you know this. I'm still not watching the NHL. I'm tired of their agenda. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And but I did hear through the grapevine, aka Twitter, that the Edmonton Oilers are no longer in the NHL playoffs. And basically, what happened is sometimes the world fucks up. The great Cosmos, they fuck up and they do the wrong thing. And in this time, it was they let the Flames loose to the Oilers. Fuck up. I mean, you never go full Oiler. The world went full Oiler right there. But it always corrects itself, always.
Okay.
And so basically, what I'm saying is that it's crazy that the Flames and the Oilers had the same number of wins in the third round. So it's like round 2 didn't even happen, really. But it got me to thinking. Like, obviously, I was irate that the Flames lost. I stopped watching middle game 2. I was still upset. I'm a Flames fan, and so I took my shots. I'm always starting a good Twitter beef, and the fans. All I did was go in and state a fact, and that fact was Flames and the Oilers have won the same number of games in the third round. How can you say they're a better team? And the Oilers they were all over me. But
they lost it.
Yeah, they did, and it got me thinking. It's a pretty toxic fan base I'm dealing with here, and I just got to thinking, like, what's the worst fan base in the world in pro sports? What is the worst fan base? And I'm not talking about just hockey. I'm talking all over.
I mean, I think that's an age-old question. And let me start by saying they're all fucking terrible. All of them, including yours. And I'm not saying yours, Nick. I'm saying yours, listeners.
Oh,
Any
you-
any
What about
any
my
fan base. I
What
mean,
about
yes,
my fan base? Nick's fan base. Like
Nick.
the fans
Every
of Nick.
no, well, I mean of sports teams.
Okay.
Every sports team in the world fan base is annoying as fuck. They all are,
100%.
including I'm a Preds fan. Sometimes I look at my own fan base and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I wish you would shut the fuck up because you're all annoying.
Yeah. Sometimes I think you're annoying. Like
Yeah.
when we're talking about the Preds, I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker needs to shut the fuck up. But I
Yeah,
don't say that because I'm a nice
Right.
guy, right? The
Yeah.
only teams I cheer, Oilers, and any team that Lincoln Riley is involved in,
Okay.
and the University
Shocking.
of Texas. That's
Okay.
those. And right now, just let me tell you what's happening with the University of Texas and Oklahoma Sooners right now as we speak. The University of Oklahoma Sooners, their women's softball team is fucking phenomenal. Like it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
Did they come back and beat UCLA the other night?
yes, they're in the World Series right now. It's game 1, and they're
Okay.
playing against Texas.
Gotcha.
But this team's like 57-3 this year, and they
Insane.
literally had like half of their games have ended like second inning, or because they just beat the shit out of people so bad that it's a run roll. Right now, I was watching it, and it was like in the third inning, and it was like 13-1 Oklahoma, and there's no run rule in the championship series, so they could hang half 100 on them just like the football team do.
Crazy.
But Lincoln Riley came out in a news article just the last couple of days. This is why I brought up Lincoln Riley, and he basically said like, "Oh, I didn't run because the SEC was too good. I mean, look at it. I went to the playoffs with the third or fourth best players in the whole country." And I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker came out fucking big timed us, left us, and then called out all the players that he played for. And literally in 1 year, like 2017, when Baker Mayfield was quarterback, every player on that offense is in the NFL right now. And he said, "Oh, yeah,
They're pretty good.
Yeah." It's like, holy fuck, Lincoln Riley, you bag of trash. But nonetheless, so USC is a fan base way up there on the worst fan base. But no, I'm really serious. Like who like outside of me and the Flames and the Oilers, obviously I don't. You hate your rival team's fan base. You
Sure.
just do, right? It's just that's the way it is. I hate Texas fans. I hate Oilers fans. But when you start looking around the league at other fan bases, which one is like the worst, like the most toxic?
For me, it's the Carolina Hurricanes. Their fan base, specifically on Twitter, is just awful. And it's a valid point when they're not a rival of the team that I cheer for. Like we're not even in the same conference, let alone division.
Mm-hmm.
And their fan base still annoys me that much.
That's what I don't even see their fans on. Like the only fan I know is Carolyn that comes to our tournaments, and people that are in Raleigh, I'm sure, right? But I don't really see that interaction like on the minor. Really, that's who I think is the worst fan base, and they're close to where I'm from, like, but they're not a rival because I don't really have an NFL team. Dallas Cowboy fans.
They're pretty bad.
Dallas Cowboy fans are the worst.
It's like the Dallas Cowboy fan that also has a Yankees hat and a Duke sweatshirt and you know what I mean, like just
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, a Penguins. Yeah, like they just root for every team that's been dominant over the past. Although the Cowboys haven't really been dominant, but they
used to be.
I mean, America's team, and they were for a long time. Yeah.
But the thing about it is like I'm from Oklahoma, right? So that should have been my like proxy team because it's the closest NFL team to us.
Yeah.
And so like I'm dealing with people that are actually like they're just Dallas Cowboy fans because they're in Texas, right? And they're just holy moly, bud. Like it cracks me up. Like it's like Stephen Smith, is that his name? Stephen A. Smith, ESPN guy. He hates him. He absolutely hates, and I love when he rips into him. But then I'm like, God, why did this guy hate him so much? Like it's insane how much he hates him. But I think for sure, like Dallas Cowboy fans, if we're talking NFL, baseball, probably the Yankee fans. It seems like it's the teams that like America's team because they were always winning. The Yankees, I mean, you can't if you're a baseball historian guy, like the Yankees were just always good, right? Like they had all the good players, and so that's probably why a lot of people hate them. NHL, everyone, like I'm seeing it, they're talking in the chat here. Philly, they're oblivious. Do you know a Philly fan that has ever seen the Flyers win a cup? It's just, for me, like I'm a Flames fan. I didn't come a Flames fan until like 2006. So even after the Tampa Bay debacle where they should have won the Stanley Cup. So 89 was the last time for my team. So I'm just, floundering around here in mediocrity. So I got to talk shit to the Oilers.
Yeah. We have none. So
Never. Yeah, you've never. But it's an expansion team. Like when did the Predators begin?
98.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it hadn't even been that long, right? So, what are you gonna do? But, so yeah, so what are we gonna say is the worst fan base in the NHL? I mean, personally, Oilers, but I know there's more. Like,
I think Pittsburgh's up there.
Again, a product of being successful.
Right.
And Vegas has to be up there, right? Because they've always been, except for this year, right? Like the first couple years, like they were powerhouses, and their fans don't know the heartbreak.
They don't even know. This is the first year they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, what happens?
Ever.
What happens when they're like, they draft 10th overall? They're not bad enough to be in like the top 2 or 3.
Right.
They're not good enough to make the playoffs, and it's just,
that's where Nashville's been for years. Is like this, like just barely skim in the playoffs, but never get to draft anyone good. Kind of whatever limbo.
Yeah, it's insane. That's where the Flames. I mean, the Flames have made the playoffs, but it's just like, what are you gonna do? Like we had Sam Bennett, who was our highest draft pick ever, traded him, get the fuck out of here. And then he goes and he lights up the world in Florida. We got Matthew Tkachuk, who was our 5th number 5 was his pick, and he's an RFA deal where he could take a 1-year deal at $9 million and just walk into free agency. Johnny Gaudreau, 4th round pick. He's probably I mean, we're going to offer him 8 years, $11.5 million. So it's going to fuck us. So we're going to be mediocre because we have to pay Johnny Gaudreau $12 million a year. And so it's basically like, what are you going to do? Like, how can we get a Colorado team where the fucking superstar is taking like $6 million because he wants to win?
Yeah, it takes a special player for sure. Like Nathan McKinnon could be making $13 million a year.
100%. Yeah. But he's not, because he wants to win. And that's kind of like, winning. That's what the BLPA does in Houston. I built a team. We had very low salary cap hits. As a matter of fact, we were almost to the minimum that you could take. And we went to the championship, and we ran things, just ran it. And by ran it, I mean, we beat every team by 1 goal, but we were in the lowest division.
That's
And listen, hey, okay,
good.
Listen, listen, it wasn't good hockey. It wasn't good hockey. Oh wait, you're cutting out. I think Jason's got bad internet, boys.
Right.
Yeah, he's on yellow bars. Are you back?
I'm back. I can hear you now.
Good. But here's the deal. Like, we had a team where we didn't know the team. We didn't know the players. I knew Jeff Peck, and that's about it. And I told the guy, I straight up said, here's the deal, tournament director. You can put us in the top division, and if we lose, I'm not going to be mad. You can put us in the bottom division, win or lose, I'm not going to be mad. You put us where you need to go. He goes, the spot that's open for your team is the lowest division. I'm like, all right, well, if we're better than everyone, we'll not be dicks. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but we beat every team by 1 goal. Jeff Peck had a couple hat tricks, and he was trying. There was one game where he had 2 goals, and he was trying to get that hat trick, but he could not. They shut him down. Shut old Pecky down. Old Ringer down in the lowest division. They shut him down. So, one more thing I want to get to that I'm just curious if you've heard about. Can you hear me? Deshaun Watson.
I can hear you.
Okay, Deshaun Watson. Have you heard what's come out with Deshaun Watson? I think you're really delayed. I think that's the issue. You're really delayed right now. I don't know what you got to do. It says you don't got very good internet service. Technology here. What are we gonna do?
I don't know. I got like all the bars, so I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Okay, but nonetheless, Deshaun Watson. He had 66 massage therapists in 17 months.
Yeah, and
is that not insane?
It is, and we've learned probably more than we wanted to know about the situation, like the poses that he enjoys being fondled in.
Yeah, downward dog, all that good stuff. But and he got a $200 million contract, and they screwed over my man Baker Mayfield. And so,
they traded like 1 billion picks, by the way.
Yeah. So speaking of being in mediocrity for your existence, we can all rag on our teams and be sad that our teams are shitty, but we'll never be Cleveland Browns shitty. That's for sure.
Facts.
So what happens? Like, let's say Deshaun Watson, maybe they void his contract because he violated the code of conduct. But how do the Browns get like they got Baker Mayfield? Of course, they're gonna have to pay him unless they trade him. But how the fuck's this guy gonna want to play for him?
Yeah, right. He's asked for a trade already, right? Like
Well, yeah,
when they traded for Deshaun, he's like, "Get me out of here," and they were like, "No, we're not." And now all of a sudden they're gonna be like, "Oh, by the way, we need you to go win some games,
yeah.
because you're our guy."
I get. Hey, listen, I guess he has to do it because
Yeah.
this is last year of his contract, so he wants to
Right.
get another contract, right? And I don't know. I'm not as privy with the NFL contract rules as I am NHL stuff, so I don't know if he's a RFA or if he can just walk into UFA or how that works.
Yeah,
After
I
this
think
year.
they can like franchise him or something. Like it's a little bit different in the NFL. Like they got franchise tags.
I hear that bullshit all the time. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to be friend? Like, hey, you want to call me a franchise player? Let's go.
Like,
But
tag me.
yeah, tag me. Let's go. But these guys always hate it. They're like, no, I don't want to be franchised. I don't want to be franchised. And it's like, why don't you want to be franchised? I don't understand. So,
Yeah, because I think they want to go out and get the big long contract that guarantees the money for a long
yeah,
time.
I guess
But even that, like the NFL's contracts aren't real. Like I hear all the time that they're just like, yeah, they just voided, like they just got rid of his contract. Like I don't understand how any of that works.
well, but then the thing with the Deshaun Watson contract, fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
He's getting it. This motherfucker's getting it. Well, unless he gets it.
Well, Browns fans are asking for the NFL to void the trade and the contract. They want their picks back and the contract. And I hate to break it to Browns fans, those picks ain't coming back.
Yeah, just hey, keep asking for that. That's
Yeah,
insane. Can you imagine if they did though?
I mean, as a Houston fan, I would be furious. Like, I'm not a Houston fan, but if I was, I'd be furious because you knew what you were getting when you traded for him. Like, it's not like these allegations came out afterwards. It's just that there was more research done, and it turns out
Listen,
there's some truth to them.
you got to do your due diligence. All right.
Yeah.
If you don't want to accept liability,
Which you don't.
I don't. I do my due diligence.
That's right.
And so yeah, and here's why it's funny we're talking about this contract because this was actually a big thing in like the Calgary fan boards today. They're like, okay, well if Johnny don't want to be here, we can give him 8 years. Obviously, no one else can. So what about sign and trades?
Right.
Which maybe it happens. I don't know. But what do teams value an 8th year? It lowers the cap hit, sure, but whatever. But they are saying like, well, why don't they just sign Johnny to 8 years and tell him they're going to trade him, but after he signs it, don't trade him.
Let's still do it.
And it's like, okay, let's talk about what that would do to teams or to free agents that wouldn't sign in Calgary ever again. And then I'm pretty sure that the NHL would void that contract and say,
For sure.
we can't do that stuff.
You can't do that.
But
could you imagine the next player that goes to sign a contract with that GM
or
like that wants to be traded with or whatever? They're just gonna be like, I can't trust you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm sad. Like I'm kind of indifferent. Like I like Johnny Hockey, but like we talked about this with players leaving to go chase cups. But like, how would you feel? Like I don't know who the Preds' best player is in your opinion, but like, what if he just rode into free agency, had a great year, he had a contract here, Johnny Gaudreau did, right? Like, what if he just rode into free agency and just walked? Like, how would you feel?
That's about to happen to us. It's Philip Forsberg.
Okay.
He just broke the single season goal record for the Preds.
Okay.
And he's a UFA at the end of this year.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's happening.
And he's gonna walk, you think?
Yeah. So we're like Preds fans have said the same thing. Like, oh, why don't we try to sign him to an 8-year deal and do a sign and trade? Right. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not going to get what you think you're going to get out of that. Right. Like no team is going to be like, sure, I'll give up a shit ton of assets to make the player happy when they know if they just wait, they could sign him for 7 and do what they need to do. But then other people are talking like, well, let's let him walk and try to sign Johnny, like, because it's almost a similar situation. So
yeah,
for me, the if you've watched the Colorado Avalanche play any games in this postseason, you should know that the Preds are not going to be able to compete with that team for like a decade. So we really should just be rebuilding right now and not trying to sign players to huge mega deals.
But I tend to agree as a fan, but as a fan, like I want my team to try. Like I'm not throwing shade at the Oilers here, but I don't want 4 number 1 picks in 6 years. I don't want to go 15 years where my games don't mean anything. I want my team to fucking try.
But that's only because the Oilers even though they've done that, have still been unsuccessful. The Avalanche did the same thing. They got McKinnon, they got McCarr, they got Rantanen. Like they had a lot of picks
But didn't
from tanking.
They made the playoffs, and the next year were so bad they got the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And then they made the playoffs again, right? So, you know, for me, it's like when you look at the fan base, going back to the fan base, when all that stuff was going on in Edmonton, like the fall for Hall or the fell for Nail, Yakupov, by the way, who, by the way, was the number 1 overall pick in the NHL, blows my mind. But I don't want to be like, I don't want to cheer for my team to lose. Like I'm a winner. I want to win.
Yeah.
And
see, I've never seen the Preds do a rebuild. I want like an actual rebuild, and I want a franchise player. We've never had like
Pekka Rinne was
we just had for the first time ever someone score 40 goals for the Preds in their entire franchise history. It happened for the first time this year. That's bad. Like you've never had a player score 40 goals in a season.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like we need like a superstar.
Yeah, superstars are hard. Like look at like you get him high in the draft, but like the good thing about Johnny is he was in the 4th round, right? Because he's a little guy, and then he turned into what he is today. And but the Flames still have Kachuk, who I don't know if he's a superstar. He had 100 points, but everyone on that line had 100 points. So what was really working with it? Lindholm makes $6 million and he's putting up 100 points, right? So just I don't know. I don't want to cheer for my team to lose. That just sucks. And so my whole argument when Oiler fans chirp me is like, okay, but you also have 4 number 1 overall picks in 6 years. The Flames' highest pick has been 4. So what do you want to do? Like,
so at what point does Connor McDavid ask for a trade?
I don't know.
Because if he goes his entire career and never wins a cup, like wouldn't that be one of the most disappointing endings for, I think, inarguably the best player in their sport, right? Like I feel like in basketball, like there's arguments for who's the best player. Football for sure. Like it's almost impossible to say who the best player is. Connor McDavid is the best player
100
in hockey, and it's kind of close, but not really that close.
It's not close. It's Connor McDavid and Draisaitl's up there too,
right? And McKinnon.
Yeah, but
like, there's a few.
He's top 5 probably, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
So think about having the number 1 and then another guy that's 3, 4, 5,
right,
and not being able to win the cup. But listen, he makes $12 million a year. Draisaitl makes what, 8? They just paid Darnell Nurse 9.5, and Darnell Nurse would be a number 5 D man on most teams. Okay, maybe number 3 or 4. They have something like $7 million to spend on like 12 guys next year. It's asinine. So when you talk about having a superstar, sure, they got to round 3, but the Canadians also got to the finals a couple of years ago, and look at them now.
They're the worst team.
And so, it's so hard. Like the salary cap is what makes hockey interesting. And that's why it's like, why can't more players be like Colorado? Like, why can't, and I get it. Like the NHLPA wants players to make more money because of escrow and all that stuff. But it's hard to win in the NHL Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So that's why it's crazy that Tampa's been able to do it, and they might three-peat this year.
Yeah, well, and that's just their GM built a team that's insane. Like the guys they draft is just crazy. Now, there was some circumventing of the cap that happened in the recent past, but listen,
it was on the
listen,
it was
if
on,
you're not
no liability.
If you're not, that's right. If you're not trying, you're not cheating, you're not trying. And they weren't even cheating. They were just bending the rules a little bit.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So why would
if my team bent the rules and won, I'd be fucking pumped.
Well, think about it. How hard it would be to make the playoffs without one of your best players, right? I mean, and they did it, right? So it is what it is, right? So that's the hard part. But back to beer league, we get some pretty exciting tournaments coming up.
I'm pumped.
So here's the weird deal. It's been weird. That travel is fucked up right now.
Yeah,
big time. Like cost is absolutely asinine.
Yeah.
So we had to. I'm gonna say cancel is probably the word, but I want to say postpone because we're gonna go back and do them.
Yep.
But we had to postpone Long Island and Montreal just because like that was the number one people want to go, but the travel was the concern. Like it's just way too expensive, so people are opting for closer tournaments to them, and I 100% get it. Like, for me living in Canada, travel is always like an hour flight to Vancouver is $550, and it has been for a while. But like I look to fly to Seattle, and they wanted $1,000 to fly to Seattle, and I was like, no, I'll just fly to Vancouver and drive the 2.5 hours.
Right.
But we still have we had to cancel Detroit and Seattle BLPA bashes, but those will come back. All right, those will come back. I'm 100% confident those will eventually get there. But Seattle Dex first weekend of July, Denver Dex the next weekend, and the following weekend we're in Raleigh, North Carolina, brand new decks. And then after that, we're BLPA Fest in Austin. And basically, once we hit July, we have a tournament every weekend until mid-October.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You're ready. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, bud. And so then I added another one today just because, hey, fuck it. Why not, bud?
Why not?
Yeah. But it's on the same weekend as the Austin tournament. So you're hearing it here first. I haven't even released the dates. But we're teaming up with a charity to do this tournament. We're going to do it in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yep.
We're going to drink beer there because they drink a lot of fucking beer in Milwaukee. I mean, their baseball team's the Brewers because they brew beer. That guy, when they hit a home run, that motherfucker slides right down into a fucking beer. And here's what we need. We need to get the BLPA on this. We need to get everyone just fucking talking. So by the time we get to this tournament, it's in early October, so maybe they're in the playoffs, the boys of October, you know?
Yep.
Maybe we can get them to let me slide right down into that fucking beer, right? The commission of the Beer League Players Association, let's fucking go.
Right.
But it's the second weekend of October, same weekend as the Austin tournament. I'm going to miss that one, but we're teaming up with Pucks for Autism to raise money for a good cause. They got great. They usually do team tournaments, and they're wildly popular. The guy that runs them, fucking bad. I don't know if I can say his name, but I'll ask him if I can say. You know, I don't want any liability. He hasn't signed one of these Iron Claw contracts. But we're going to do this tournament, raise some money. They do team tournaments. We're going to do our deck style, and I think people are really going to like it, right? So, and listen, I'm gonna do something here because someone just made a comment that needs to be shown, and because I agree with him.
Yeah.
Boom. Where is it at? There it is, right there. Do you see it?
Yep.
Jared, fucking big time right there. BLPA Toberfest should be a thing, and you're fucking right, bud. You're 100% right. Jared, I like your style. I like the cut of your jib. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how we can make BLPA Toberfest a thing, because I think it should be.
I'm in.
And here's the deal. I don't even know how to take that shit off our screen. So it's just gonna be. It's just
leave it there. It's a good comment. Let's just leave it.
It's just gonna be there. It's just covering, you know. But so we got a lot of time. What? So you're going to Denver?
Yep.
Are you going to Raleigh? It seems like
I am going to try to go to Raleigh.
It's so close.
Yeah. Well, and I can work out there right before and after, because I go there anyway for work. So I'm gonna try. I think I have a wedding that weekend, but I'm gonna try to get out of it.
Okay, perfect. Because you know what? No one get married anymore. Marriage has.
I'm just gonna try to talk the couple out of it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm literally gonna try to get out of it by being like, "Listen, not a great idea."
Remember how I was gonna cut players? Like we have a service where we'll call and cut your players. Yeah. We will call and break up a marriage.
Absolutely, 100%.
Here's what we'll do: we'll tell that person that the other one that wants to end it has been subscribing to our OnlyFans, and
they've been looking at dirty feet pics.
They love dirty feet pics, and they can't. Your feet are too clean.
Yeah,
they got to get out, right? They
gotta get out.
Yeah, and so I think that's unless when we're talking about BLP OnlyFans, I want to shout out my Cosentino and the whole Cosentino family. I don't know if they'll sign up for our OnlyFans, but you know, Tina's wild, so maybe. Yeah.
I bet Tatiana will sign up for the OnlyFans.
Yeah, but she and Mike and their kids, they all Patreon us. So they Patreon us. They don't require feet photos, but I think once they see other people getting them, I think they're going to want the feet.
They're going to want the feet photos. Yeah.
So be on the lookout for BLPA feet photos. And yeah. So hey, anything else to chat about tonight? We've been going for about 50 minutes. I mean, I put on a fucking show last week, bud. 2 hours. Yeah. 2 hours.
Yeah. What's that about?
Hey,
I leave and suddenly we can go for hours.
Hey, well, you know, maybe you're holding me. You gotta get some stamina, bud.
Or maybe I'm making you finish too fast.
Yeah, you're too good looking. That fucking beard. Someone said they wanted to have a beard contest between me and you, and I can't grow a beard. Like, here's what's happening. If you're on the video,
contest is over.
see this spot right here? It doesn't grow. Like it just does not grow. So yeah, yours grows. Same with hair on top of the head. Like if we had that contest over. Back hair, I probably got you beat.
Okay.
So
All right.
if you wanna,
I'll concede that one to
if
you.
you want to braid some back hair, we're in. I'll win that motherfucker. But no, everyone gave a shit because we released like a 2-hour and 40-minute episode the week before, but we only talked for an hour. And then there was an hour and a half break, and then our intro played again.
Yeah.
What mistakes? But listen.
Or
I've learned,
maybe not. Who knows?
fuck, I know this tech, bud.
Yeah.
And maybe we just needed hours to be listened to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Well, speaking of hours, go to YouTube right now. Like whenever, because it's live on YouTube, and when it plays back, just set it to watch. We got to get hours up there so we can monetize this motherfucker. Everybody, we need like 4,000 hours of watch time. It's fucking insane.
If everyone can just watch this thing while they're at work on repeat, just turn the sound down and just let it roll.
We're not.
Just check back in every once in a while or listen to the whole thing. We don't care.
I mean, nothing but good things is going to happen to you at your job if the sweet sounds of Nicki Commish and Meaty Clackers is filtering through that office.
100%.
So, but I don't even remember where I was going with this whole.
You were trying to end the show, but then you were bragging about how long your last show was.
Yeah, just yeah, that's true. Okay, so we released that show, and so I said, you know what, we owe it to the people to try to do a 2-hour show, and I didn't get to 2 hours. Blew my load way too quick. It's only because Jeff Peck didn't have anything else to talk about. Like he didn't have anything. He just sat there like a goddamn bump on the log. And here I am trying to get something out of him. No, he don't want to be famous, right? He just wants to score his 3 goals a game and fucking leave. That's what he wants to do.
Get out of here. Yeah.
But we did do a good episode with Callie. So maybe the way to go to extend our time is to start doing interviews.
I'm in. We need people to interview though. We need.
Look at this. Like we can use this system now.
Yeah.
We can bring them in. People can see them, and it would be absolutely great. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
So we have some actionables that we need our listeners to do. You know what we also need to do? I want to do a contest where we just hide, like you always hear it on like morning radio, like word of the day. Like we release it in the group, and then everyone has to tell us something about how we used it. Like, oh, the word of the day is Meaty Clackers. And then, they'll say, oh, Nick said Meaty Clackers. But anyway, that's something we should think about. But actionables are, we got to know how to do BLP Oktoberfest. What does that entail? We have to know what we should do for our VIP event in club. And that you're a VIP, you're going to have to be there. I guess we should live podcast from there. We were going to do it in Omaha, but it just didn't work out for us.
Right.
And then the other actionable is, how do we get some interviews? And listen, I'm going to play this too, because I know Peck doesn't want to be famous, but he's in here fucking chirping. Would be nice to get a segment called Rook. Oh, wait, no, this is Jared again. He came in from the fucking
hot
fucking clouds after I was trying to chirp Peck. Would be nice to get a segment called Rooks and pull in newbies and get their thoughts on their first decks or BLPF. Okay, I actually wanted to do that. Like I have a portable recorder. I don't know if we can do it on video. We can just plug it in, and maybe it can be like, you can only get this content if you listen, right? And not just watch our beautiful faces. Let me hide this one, and let's go to Peck doing his thing here. Like a lump on a log. Fuck you. I didn't even know I was going to be on until 5 minutes prior. I didn't get all week to prep like you boys. Oh boy. Okay.
Clearly Jeff Peck hasn't been listening to the show.
No. I thought he was a big fan. I thought he was 100% a big fan.
Clearly not.
But he's not. He doesn't know that we don't prepare. Let me tell you the most preparing that I do. I go onto our group and I say, hey, we're going to fucking do an episode tonight. What do you want to talk about? And so they tell us, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're going to talk about. And then we never record on that night. And so I forget about it. So I'm trying to go through it right now. I'm trying to find this post here, even though my phone's about to die, to say, ask us a question and you could win. I post so much in this group. I can't even, let's see. Oh, and obviously we got some new designs coming out. Like really, really good design. Like a new designer. Like I like what we have now, but I wanted something with a little edgier feel. And so I found a guy that used to do some stuff for, you'll like this, Violent Gentleman.
Oh, okay.
And I said, listen, I just want something a little edgier. What do you got for us? So he's going to send some designs and we're going to see what we can do. I think that's going to be really cool. why can I never find what I need to find this group? That's why. Oh, here we go. Found it. All right. So we'll finish it with this mailbag here, even though we've already been going for an hour, but we got people watching us, so we'll fucking go.
Yeah,
Give
let's
her.
mailbag it.
A lot of these questions are for me, but I'm going to make you answer them too.
Okay.
Will Nick ever decide to be a real man and wear Hello Kitty frames? That sounds like OnlyFans content.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
that's
think-
that's 100% OnlyFans content. You want him to wear them?
I'll do it
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
subscribe.
For sure. What's something you've wanted to accomplish within the BLPA but haven't yet? Well, world domination comes to mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really. I have goals, and I have what I want to do, but I don't release them because I think people would think I was crazy if they saw some of my goals. So I keep that internalized. But what do you think? Like, what's something that you think the BLPA should do that it hasn't done yet?
There's a cruise tournament would be legit.
Yeah,
Like somehow figuring out how to do a turn. Like there are boats with.
Oh no! Look at Jason. You're gone. You're not. We can't hear you. Can you believe this guy? This guy comes in. He's coming in with a hot idea, and he says, "Boom! I'm out of here."
No. So
Yeah,
cruise
cruise.
tournaments.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
So can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. So there are boats, like cruise boats, that exist with hockey rinks on them or ice rinks.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have boards. So we got to figure out who we can get to put some boards up on these ice rinks and do a cruise tournament.
Well, you can probably rent boards for sure. I think that would be really cool. The problem is their ice isn't like 200 by 85.
Yeah. Well,
like
we got to
it's-
find. Listen, they revamp these boats all the time. So when one of them's revamping one of these boats, we need to be like, listen, tear a floor out and put a hockey rink.
How
in.
much? Let's just buy a boat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like
But think how cool it would be. You could like literally run games 24 hours a
Yeah.
day, right? Like 2 in the morning.
preaching
Hey,
the choir.
hey, you got the shitty schedule. Your game's at 3:15 in the morning. See you there, bud.
Yeah. Well, what it is, what it is, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to do an all-night tournament. I tried to do one in Madison, Wisconsin. We didn't get enough teams to do it, but we also couldn't find refs to do games at like whatever, right? Because in softball we used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just called all-nighter. You just play around the clock. Yeah, I think it would be rad. I think it's just one, I don't want the liability. No liability. But I think that it's just gonna be hard to find a place with a 200 by 85. I mean, you could do a little smaller, but I think when those guys are doing, they're doing more ice capade shows, and they're literally like 50 by 40, right? I don't think they're
That's fine.
big.
That just means less skating.
One-on-one.
You're making it sound even better to me.
Well, it's just one-on-one. It's it's mono a mono. So yeah, I think that'd be cool. I don't. Yeah, that's a good question. I should think about what I want that I haven't accomplished. Right. I want to start a charity. I want to have like an actual charitable thing. I think that would be really cool. I want a 100-team tournament. That's something that I haven't done. But I'm learning that the only way we can do that is we have to, like in Columbus where we have 36 and we play at one sheet of ice, we're going to have to play at multiple facilities.
Sure.
I saw how Touche did it. Like they had 78 teams and they were running at 4 different facilities. Seems like it's really hard.
Yeah.
But I've
sounds
never shied away from a challenge. But a 100-team tournament would be really cool. And actually, here we go. Someone said BLPA 3s at sea.
Yeah, that's
BLPA
jetpack.
3s on the sea.
I like that.
What I want to do is, like, what the Let's Play Hockey Expo is, right?
I've heard of it. Yes.
So it goes on at the Minnesota High School State Tournament where you see the hair.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to do like a youth tournament during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it comes into an adult tournament. So we're there all week, and we have like a hockey show where there's a bunch of vendors there as well. That would be really cool. That's been something that's been percolating up in my little brain.
Yeah.
And when I get an idea, you know what I do.
You usually go after it.
And so that's saying, like, maybe I want to get into youth tournaments because I mean they do make pretty good money business wise.
And the youth are our future. So
and yeah, and guess where they're coming after they go to youth tournaments?
we're straight to beer league.
It's just an all inclusive, right? But you can't call it BLPA, right? That'd have to be. It can't even be Root Beer League Players Association, even though that is pretty funny and cool and clever.
Juice box PA.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I guess you could just do BLPA and not say beer league, but then people are like, well, BLPA stands for beer league players. So you'd have to figure out something, right? So it'd be like, yeah, whatever. We'd figure that out. But anyway, so those are ideas that are in my head, along with BLPA land, where we buy this rink. And
Yeah.
I know how to do that. What we need to do is every person in our group, if they just donate $20 a month. I mean, listen,
We'll get there.
it's 20,000 people. That's 400 grand. In a year, we'd have this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Be up and running.
And everyone that donates it, you get to come play. Like, I don't know what the big deal is, right?
Yeah.
No figure skating at all on this ice. It'd be no figure skating.
This is a hockey rink.
Mm-hmm. It would literally have TVs. You know how like Jerry's World in Dallas has the big TV in the middle? This would have TVs, and it would be playing hockey all the time while you're playing. So
I dig it.
I mean, so if you think that sounds like something you'd want to spend $20 a month on, patreon.com/the BLPA, or
OnlyFans.
Or if you think this show's worth $1, you know where to find us. Venmo, the BLPA.
Yeah.
Let's see. What theme are you going to do for Juneau between that and Seattle at the moment? I don't know what Juneau is yet, but it'll be something. Alan Taylor comes in with Heroes Cup at New England. Yes, I played in Heroes Cup before. They've brought me down to podcast. And they actually invited me this year, but we were going to do the Seattle tournament, which fell through. And they were going to have me podcast, and I was going to invite you. We are going to do a live podcast.
Yep.
But it just didn't work out. I love Mike, the guy that runs it. It's a badass. They have 10 sheets of ice. I thought they had 8, but maybe now they have 10. It's wild. It's where there's a lot of fucking hockey going on out there. And it's all like service people, military. I think they do police and fire. Yeah, police and fire as well. Like a bunch of good guys. I've met a bunch of great people when I went out there. How do you accomplish your goal of owning a BLPA branded rink with RV parking lot and fastest internet known to man? See, I just said it. Everyone in this group gets $20. Yeah. That's a real question.
Easy.
Super
easy.
Listen, that guy's throwing me softballs here. I already answered the question before you did. Why hasn't Trey White's Goalie Academy been on your show yet? Well, bud, we just talked about doing interviews. Sounds like Trey White's Goalie Academy needs to get on our show. Maybe I'll teach him a thing or two about being a goalie.
Yeah, because you've seen a thing or two, like farmers.
Yeah, and I've been there.
I watched you play goal once.
That was good. That's pretty good, right? I didn't lose that game, bud, because we tied it. We tied it. They scored an empty netter, and then we went and scored the goal that erased all my liability.
That's right. No liability for you.
How did you get into playing the sport of hockey and wanting to make a business as you have? What makes you successful? Well, my wife made me start playing, basically, is the answer to that question. You know, long story short. I don't know why did I want to make a business? Because I love the game. I love doing what I'm doing. And so I thought, what better way than to try to make a living? The thing is like, there's a lot of people that do what I do on smaller scale. But they do it as a hobby, because it's hard to go from, I have a full-time job and I want to leave that and make that my full-time job, because there's a lot of risk in it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so
liability.
I took that liability at front end. But I also worked in it full time. Like when I was in Oklahoma doing it, like I was running my own tournament, I was running my own team, I was running my own league, and I was taking teams to tournaments. And so I was already kind of doing it. And then when I moved to Canada, I got on with the last company, and it wasn't like they taught me what to do. Like I already knew what to do. I just had a bigger scale to do it on. And that's when I knew, like, hey, I can do this. And then when we had our falling out, it was like, well, I'm not going to stop doing what I love doing. I think I'm good at it. It seems like I'm good at it. And so I just found a way to keep making it happen. Shout out Randy Bishop for stepping in there with the cash flow and saying, hey, I believe in you too. And so here we are. And so what makes me successful? I don't know. I do what I love doing, and I go hard at it, and I'm not afraid to fail, and I'm not afraid to mess up. And I just, I try to do what's best for everyone that's playing, because I'm just like them, right? Like I always say, like I'm a beer leaguer too. So when you talk about my tournaments, I want to put on tournaments I want to play in, right? Sure. I think that's kind of the way you look at it. And listen, I've been a tournament where it feels like a cattle call. I hope we never get to that. But the reality is you have to make money too. Like that's how I feed my family. And so I'd like to feed him some more. So patreon.com/theblpa. Cooper's really skinny little kid,
Let's get that kid some food.
Like I looks like, listen, I eat all food because I can't afford to get Cooper. But no, I think it's just, you just care about people. I care about everyone in the BLPA. I care about everyone that comes to my tournaments. Even if we yell at each other on the ice or get mad at each other, I still love them. So I think that's basically it. Are you going to eat a liver mush sandwich when you come to North Carolina?
I am not.
Have you ever had one?
Nope.
I got to try it.
I'll watch you.
You can
eat
film
one.
me. You can film
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good.
It sounds terrible.
So I don't know who said Randy Bishop is the fucking man. Thank you for everything, sir. But that's what they said in the chat. Then someone said, how many goals are you going to pick up this year with them sick mitts? All of them.
All the goals.
You know how fast I'm going to fucking be? Listen, this is a fucking cheetah. It has nothing to do with goal scoring. I'm just going to be fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, you're going to be distractively fast, and then your team is going to score because everyone on the ice is just watching you.
Yep.
Like, damn, look how fast that guy is.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Yeah. What am I going to do? Are you going to live stream the winners for the Dex Giving anywhere like what you did for the Mill Decks? Maybe, potentially. I mean, the problem is it just comes down to a time thing and being able to do something. Like when I'm home, I like to hang out with my kid because I don't get to hang out with him much while I'm busy. So it's just maybe while I'm on the road. That's probably the better way to do it. But we do have winners. I don't know if you know about Dex Giving.
I do.
Free entry into the Vegas Dex BLPA theme. The jersey is going to be sweet. We had our first 8 winners, so pretty stoked about that.
Was I on the list?
No, you didn't make it, but hey, Frank did. Frank got drawn. How about
fuck that guy? Fuck that guy.
Why won't any celebrities respond to my request to be on your show? I only send the highest quality of dick pics. Keep sending. Keep sending. Yeah. Let's see. Peck, better hope I'm not on the ice at the same time. If you're gonna try flying around, bud, I'll be there at the blue line waiting. Peck did wreck me one time. That's no lie. Boy, but he hurt me. Like he really did fucking hurt me. And then he skates off to the puck like he's somebody. Like I'm like, fuck, bud, you just fucking took me out the tournament. Do you like Gladiator movies? Yeah, that's my favorite movie. I don't know how this guy knew it.
Yeah, Gladiator. Listen, Gladiator is a top 10 movie of all time.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time. Like I'm an ancient Rome guy.
Yeah,
great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie. Huh. Where's your favorite place to place so far? Columbus
for you.
Columbus and Boston and Iceland and Japan. I love it. I love all of them. But yeah, I love all of them. Last question of the show.
All right.
Really hit us with the full. How high is the DP index today?
Listen, I just got off a plane. DP index is up there.
Yeah, I'm getting on a plane tomorrow too, and I'm thinking it's going to be pretty bad. You too.
Yeah, I'm also getting on a plane tomorrow. DP index it's up there. So be careful, be safe out there. Yeah. Do what you got to do to avoid the DP.
Yep. Live, laugh, love, boys. All right. Anything else, Dad, before we get out of here?
No, I'm ready for bed.
I've got to go still edit, upload and do all that stuff. But hey, appreciate you being here. You look great. Nice jersey. Nice mic. You sounded great most of the time, other than when we couldn't hear you. And other than that, guys, hopefully this is the start of something new where we can be on video all the time. I might have to get the portable unit going in my laptop so I can do it on the time. There's 90% chance of dick particles right now. Other than that, guys, be good or be good at it. See ya.